Embracing Failure, Seth Godin's perspective on learning and growth. Let me tell you this, have you ever found yourself in a situation where failure seemed like the only option? Perhaps you've spent countless hours working on a project, only to watch it crumble under scrutiny. Or maybe you've put your heart into learning a new skill, only to feel defeated when progress feels slow. It's a common story, isn't it? But here's the thing, there's another way out. Here's something you should know. Seth Godin has a unique perspective on failure, one that can transform how you think about learning and growth. You might be wondering, why should I embrace failure? Let me tell you this, because embracing failure is the key to unlocking your full potential. In his book, The Dip, Seth Godin talks about how success often comes after a dip, a period of struggle, of doubt, and of feeling like giving up. He suggests that the dip is a necessary part of the journey, and by embracing it, we can learn more than we ever imagined possible. Now, let's dive into a real-life example. Have you ever tried something new and felt utterly overwhelmed? How many times have you given up halfway through, convinced that you're not good enough or smart enough to succeed? Well, consider the story of Steve Jobs, who famously dropped out of college and then failed at multiple startups before he finally succeeded with Apple. He once said, "I'm convinced that about half the people who graduate from college across the country are not really cut out for the work that they do." So, if Jobs wasn't cut out for the work, what did he do? He embraced failure, learned from his mistakes, and eventually created one of the most successful companies in history. But why is embracing failure so crucial for our growth and learning? Here's something you should know: when we fail, we learn. When we fail, we discover what doesn't work and we gain valuable insights into what does. Seth Godin explains it beautifully in his TED Talk, saying, "Failure is a chance to learn, and the more failures you have, the more you learn." Consider a personal anecdote. A few years ago, I was working on a major project at my job. I poured my heart into it and I felt like I was making progress. But then, things started to go wrong. My team members weren't meeting deadlines and the project was falling behind schedule. I felt like I was failing, and I wondered if I had made the right choice in taking on this project. But instead of giving up, I decided to dig deeper. I sat down with each team member, listened to their concerns, and worked on finding solutions together. By embracing failure, I learned how to communicate better, delegate tasks effectively, and build stronger relationships within my team. And guess what? The project ended up being a huge success, thanks to my willingness to face failure head-on. So how can you embrace failure in your own life? Here are some tips. First, accept that failure is inevitable. No matter how well prepared you are, no matter how much you plan, things will go wrong sometimes. Embrace this fact, and you'll be better equipped to handle setbacks. Second, don't beat yourself up over every little mistake. Instead, focus on what you can learn from each experience. Use failure as an opportunity to grow, to improve, and to become a better version of yourself. Third, surround yourself with supportive people who believe in you. Find mentors, friends, or colleagues who will encourage you when you're struggling and help you see failure as a stepping stone to success. Finally, remember that failure is temporary. Just because you failed today doesn't mean you'll fail tomorrow. Keep pushing forward, keep learning, and keep growing. With time, you'll find that the lessons you've learned from failure will serve you well in the future. In conclusion, embracing failure is not easy, but it's essential for our growth and learning. As Seth Godin puts it, the dip is the place where we learn to fly. So let's embrace it. Let's embrace failure and let's use it as a tool to unlock our full potential. Remember, the only failure worth avoiding is the failure to try. Here's something you should know: the next time you feel like giving up, Take a deep breath, remind yourself of this message, and keep moving forward. Your journey of growth and learning is just beginning.